Today's Japanese slang term is あなたの感想ですね, or that's just your feelings about it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Now, you may have seen this phrase floating around the Japanese internet here and there and assumed it was just like a thing that people would say because it is just a sentence. Indeed, while its origin as like a bit of Japanese netspeak history is in 2015, I'm pretty sure that I can find people using this phrase well before that. Like, I haven't even looked into it before making this video, but I'm confident that I can show you images above my head right now that have people using あなたの感想ですね before 2015, which obviously means that it predates its use as net slang. Unless I'm wrong, in which case that was just my kanso at the end of the day. But this term came into massive fame on the Japanese internet because it was uttered by the creator of 2chan. Yes, we've discussed many terms created by 2chan netizens themselves, but here we actually have Hiroyuki Nishimura himself becoming a bit of Japanese internet language use history. Specifically, Nishimura used this phrase on a 2015 debate on a Japanese television program, which was centered around whether people online should use their real names. Now, if you're not familiar with Nishimura, he sort of represents a bit of the old kind of classical internet. I personally actually disagree with him on a lot of things these days, and there's no question that he sort of has a trollish personality. But a lot of where he comes from I actually do understand because when I was younger, I did align with him, and his views on the internet very much reflect what a lot of people back in the day, including myself, thought the internet was going to be. Now, unlike though a lot of similar figures in the Western context, such as the creators of 4chan, etc., because Nishimura was very well spoken and quite quick on his feet, he actually became a staple of like mainstream Japanese news programs, discussions, etc. And in this particular discussion, he was arguing against the critic and author Tsunehira Furuya. Furuya was, as you may guess, taking the opposite side of the debate, stating in favor of de-anonymizing the internet. And in this, he made the claim that while idiots, to use his term, have always existed, the idea that the internet is just letting us see them more is incorrect, as rather it is clearly facilitating and encouraging sort of antisocial negative behavior rather than just allowing us to see it. Let's hear him say that.
僕は昔からバカなやつがいてそれが今可視化してきただけだっていうのは僕間違いだと思いますよ。それは明らかにインターネットの生放送とか動画によってユーザーを巻き込む形でどんどんその投稿者とか、生主とかいう人が快感を得ているので僕はどんどん増えていってると思います。だから一定程度昔からいる。
Now, of particular importance is that during this discussion, during this claim, Furuya uses the word 明らかに.
それは明らかに
which means clearly, as in this is clearly happening. Nishimura jumped on this, stating that by saying clearly, you don't actually mean like something that you have data on, but rather it's just your opinion, right? But rather it's just your feelings, your kanso ですね。
昔からいると思いますけど。あなたの感想ですよね。もちろん。
And long story short, people on the internet, especially users of 2chan, thought that this was a great gotcha moment and said so. If you check the comments on any video talking about this, you can see comments like the ones here where people are saying that, oh, hey, Hiroyuki's explanation is super easy to understand, or even calling it a comment that has no subjectivity to it, like it's purely objective, and therefore stabs, to literally translate, gets right to the point of things, or even just complimenting his like sense of presence, and making jokes like, hey, here's Hiroyuki who's good at like hitting on people, by having him say, hey, you don't think you're beautiful? That's just your feeling about it, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
I don't know if that would work or not. Were you just seduced? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, as a result of this, あなたの感想ですね, or それはあなたの感想ですね, has become the thing you say in an argument on the internet when you really want to devolve something from an argument into just a massive slap fight. The image of Hiroyuki saying this phrase has become a standard boilerplate online reaction image that you use in quote tweets, etc., to just say like, that's your opinion. Haha, you're not thinking objectively, you're just stating how you feel. You can easily find people like this mentioning that it's actually scary how this comment just comes whenever they try to state like anything. Here is a very old but authentic image of it being involved in one of many political slap fights. Indeed, that's basically its big use. You find somebody who disagrees with you on politics and you quote tweet them and say that it's just their kanso and then they get angry at it and then you waste your life. And this then can cause other slap fights, such as this version here, where somebody uses the image to reply to somebody else to state that their statement is just an opinion, and then someone else gets mad at that and says that anyone who posts this is actually the person whose opinion is just a conso, and it goes on and on forever. So to sum all this up then, if you're on the internet and you see this phrase, walk away. It's dangerous. On paper, this looks like just a normal comment, but no, this is actually rooted in what is now over a decade of online slap fights and people yelling at each other and disregarding each other's opinions as just conso. And if you respond to it, if you fall for it, you are very much taking the bait. But on the other hand, if you disagree with someone and want to make them mad, well, then this is the expression to potentially do it, especially if they spend too much time online. Although if you think that's a good idea, please remember that that's your conso and not mine.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.